Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Christmas recipe and today we're gonna be making braised cabbage and shepherd's pie, which might not be Christmassy, but I really want to eat that. So let's get started. We're gonna start by cutting our red cabbage and we want to cut it in quarters and remove the hard part, and then we're gonna slice it into thin lines and we're gonna set it aside. We're also gonna cut an onion, and now I'm gonna grate some nutmeg. Here's our freshly grated nutmeg, and with the spices I'm also gonna add some cinnamon, and then I have some cardamom, but we're interested in the seeds, so I'm gonna open it. I'll try to cut them a little bit. So here's our spices, and now I'm also gonna peel one apple and we're gonna grate it. So we have all our ingredients. We have the cabbage, the onion, the apple, our spices. Then we're also gonna be using some apple cider, some red wine, and a little bit of vinegar, some sugar and butter. So let's go. So first of all, we're gonna throw in some butter. To the butter, I'm also gonna add some sugar and our spices. And I'm also gonna throw in our onion. This actually smells good. So now we're gonna add a little bit of wine vinegar, some red wine, and some apple cider. Add the cabbage, apple, and then I'm gonna add some raisins. Should I say it again? Do I look cute? So now we're gonna cover it and we're gonna let it cook for about an hour. Every once in a while you need to come check it, move it a little bit. Come check it and move it a little bit. But yeah, at least it's gonna need an hour. And now while we wait for our red cabbage, what I'm gonna do is the shepherd's pie. And I'm gonna start by the mashed potatoes. So we're gonna peel them, cut them in chunks, put them into boiling water. You all know how to make mashed potatoes. So for this recipe, I'm being inspired by Gordon Ramsay's recipe, and he grates everything, so we're doing the same. And same with the onion. Okay, sorry for my face. I decided I'm gonna try to use a little bit of celery, because I never use celery and I think it might be good on this recipe. And again, I'll try to grate it, because everything goes in grated this time. I have everything grated, so let's go cook it. First thing we want to do is cook our meat. Should be lamb, but I'm using beef this time. And now we're gonna throw in our onion. And come here, let's have a look at the cabbage. That's how it's doing. It's already getting softer, but it still needs way more time. And we have our potatoes boiling there. Carrots, the garlic, and the celery, and we're gonna let this cook for a little bit. Then we need a little bit of sauce, Worcestershire sauce. And if you don't have any, you can do like me. I put soya and ketchup, tomato puree, rosemary and thyme, and a little bit of red wine. And when the wine gets evaporated, we're gonna add a little bit of beef broth. And we're gonna let it cook for 5 more minutes. To our mashed potatoes, we're gonna add some salt, pepper, some nutmeg. That's just because that's how my grandma does it. And 1 egg yolk. And now you could add And now you can add Parmesan cheese, but in my case I'm gonna add a little bit of soya butter. Let's build this. We're gonna start with our meat. And now let's throw in our mashed potatoes on top. And again, as my grandma told me. And we're gonna bring this to the oven until it gets a little bit crispy on top. Our cabbage is now ready. You should taste it and see if you want to add any ingredient, and also to see if it's tender enough for you, and if not, you can just let it cook for longer. And it's ready. That's how it looks. It smells delicious, so I hope you try it out. And this, the cabbage, smells so Christmas-like with the cinnamon and the sweetness. And with that said, remember to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I'm posting a lot of recipes there. And now I'm gonna go eat this and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, I'm ready to take photos.